Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Join My Retirement Journey. And in this little blurb today, I just want to say that in all fairness, I wanted to look around the United States to see if there's somewhere, anywhere in the United States where I could retire on $1,000 a month, all in. That includes the rent, the utilities, medical care, transportation, all in for $1,000 a month. So in my looking around, a lot of suggestions online were to look at like Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, but you're looking at like living out in the country in a shack. Um, Not my idea of living. So I got to thinking, let me look around, like Arizona, New Mexico. Who wants to live in the desert? Nobody. Because on a good day, it's 120 degrees in the shade. So I started looking around at that. Um, yes, you can purchase an acre of land in New Mexico for about $5,000. And when I say an acre of land, I'm talking an acre of desert. There's nothing around you. There's no trees. There's no water. There's no electricity. There's no sewer, and nobody's picking up your garbage for you out there. Nobody. You run right out there. Go buy your $5,000 piece of land. You could put a camping trailer on it. You could put a tent on it. I've seen pictures of people who have put like tool sheds and turned those into one room houses. So you could do all of that. Um, get like water tank, and then you're going to need a truck with a water tank so that you can haul your own water from town to feed yourself. You're going to have potable water. um, and assuming you like to take showers, you like to cook, so you're going to have to put in a water tank, you're going to have to put in a water pump. um, and then as far as electricity goes, get solar. You can put up solar panels, you can put up windmills and generate your electricity like that, because I'm here to tell you the wind blows 11 and a half months out of the year out there. So you can generate power somehow, either sun, because they don't get a whole lot of rain, you're in the desert. um, but you're dealing with the ungodly heat, and you have to have some way to get water to your property, some way to store your water so it doesn't sit there and boil all day in the hot sun. You need to have some type of insulation around your water tank. And all of this is going to cost you, a pretty penny. So, yeah, you can get that $5,000 piece of land. And I think the taxes on it were insanely stupid, like $25 a year. Um, and that's as the land sits. Once you start improving it, your taxes will go up a little bit. But if you put a camper on it, it's not considered permanent. So throw that camper up there, throw that tool shed up there, pitch a tent, put a yurt up, something. Um, can you get healthcare nearby? Probably not. The places I was looking at, it was easily a 2 hour drive into the nearest city. So in an emergency, that 2 hours is a matter of life and death. Um, I'm not willing to take that chance. So I really started digging. I really started looking. So everything was like, oh yeah, go look at West Virginia. Go look at West Virginia. It's cheap. It's safe. There's lots of places to choose from. And you can live comfortably in West Virginia for about $58,000 a year. That's not retirement. That's a full time job. That's really a full time job. Um, and a lot of these places are suggesting that, yeah, in your retirement you might need to get a job to supplement, just to be able to buy groceries. So I'm not down for that. When I'm ready to retire, I don't want to work. I want to hang out with my puppy. I want to do crochet. I want to explore. I want to hop into, a car and go to the lake for the day. Whatever. I don't want to have to work. That's the whole idea behind retirement. So Not my idea of fun. So I broke it down for myself, 58,000 a year. It sounds like a lot. It really isn't. But let me break it down even further. It is $4,834 approximately that you would need to have coming in to live comfortably in West Virginia. West Virginia is considered the cheapest state and the safest state to live in. So those of you with the money, knock yourselves out. Have a good time. West Virginia is absolutely beautiful. It has 4 seasons. You can go up in the mountains and go skiing. You can come down into the lowlands a little bit and just hang out. There's hiking trails. There's all kinds of, if you want to go check out like all kinds of history, you've got history, the history down there from from all kinds of stuff. Daniel Boone, that's who keeps coming to the top of my head when I think West Virginia is Daniel Boone, but I think he was from Kentucky. The Hatfields and the McCoys, you can go and ride the trail for the Hatfields and McCoys out there. Oh, my hair is nasty. So when I really started breaking it down, trying to be fair to myself, because everybody says, oh, you're crazy, you're going to move overseas. And what are you going to do over there? Well, I'm going to start to live and not have to worry about bills. And I can do all of that for $1,000 a month. Rent, utilities, medical, and transportation all included. So when I'm looking at rentals we're looking at Albania, we're looking at it hard. When I'm looking at rentals over there, I'm looking at 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. 2 baths would be great, but I'm not going to get picky. 1 bath, and I want them to allow my dog. So I'm finding places for like $200 American dollars, $250 American dollars, all the way up to like I looked at one the other day that was $1,200, because they see Americans coming and they raise the price on everything to ching. The problem with that is the local Albanians cannot afford to live in those places, because the average monthly wages in Albania are roughly $920 a month, American dollars a month. So that being said, when you're looking at a place and you're finding it's like $250, $350, that's normal. That's what you should be paying. You shouldn't be paying anything more than that for a rental if you go over there. Airbnb sucks because you've got all these investors popping in, and of course, again, to ching, the Albanian sellers are seeing them coming in, and they're selling these places for $200,000-$300,000. You would expect that in the United States, but not over there. If you can find a nice 2-bedroom house with a little bit of land over there, you're looking at probably like $50,000 American. That would be normal. That would be wonderful. But everybody wants to live on the coast for some reason. I'm not a big fan. I've lived on the coast, grew up on the East Coast, grew up near the water. Been there, done that. Why do I want to put up with tourists while I'm in my retirement? Not my idea of fun. So I'm looking at all of these options, trying to play devil's advocate, like, hey, let me look around the United States. Just maybe there's somewhere that I can retire and live and thrive and not have to go to work for Walmart. That's not retirement. And Walmart doesn't care about you. They do not. They will make you work to your death. So again, I started this whole retirement journey, because I was watching in my office alone. I was watching people come into work in the morning, coming in 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. By lunchtime, noontime, they are dead at their desk. They had a heart attack and died at their desk. Or I'm watching people coming in and the United States keeps saying, push it back, push it back, push it back. your retirement. If you wait until retire until you're 70, you can get $3,000 a month. That sounds great, sorta. But who wants to keep working until they're 70? Like, seriously. I hit 63 and I know I'm done. I've been in the transportation industry for 25 years. So I'm pretty much done. And it's been longer than that now that I thought about it. It's nearly 30 years that I've been in the transportation industry. Um, so I'm watching people retire today, and by the end of the month they're dead. They've died from a heart attack, and it's like, so you didn't even get to collect your money, because it takes at least 2 to 3 months once you hit that retirement button before they actually start depositing it in your bank account. So what the heck? Like, you did all that work and you stayed at the job so you could collect that $3,000 a month, and guess what? You didn't even get that far. You sure didn't. So I'm all about, if you're feeling good and you think you can do it, go ahead and do it. But me personally, I'm over it. I don't want to keep working. I don't want to have to get up every day. I really don't. I don't like the shift that I'm on. I don't like any of the shifts at this point, because they require me to hit an alarm clock that I'm done listening to. I hate the alarm on my phone. I really do. It's awful. So, so yeah. Um, but in my endeavor to play devil's advocate, it's just strengthening me to not stay here. Like, I can go live in another country. I can get private health insurance for less than what I can get the Medicaid part, whatever you got to get to just be able to buy your prescriptions. So I'm looking at 50 American dollars a year for private insurance. A year. I didn't stutter. I said a year. Yes. So I started looking, just kind of, let me see what Ecuador looks like. Ecuador has something similar. I believe their private health insurance is roughly like $120, $130 a year, something like that. Um, looked into Panama. Panama has a great retirement scheme. An amusing scheme, because you can live there $1,000 a month. You get your rentista card, and with that you can get 50% off air flights to wherever, 50% off your medications, 50% off of your groceries, your utilities, your insurance. And once you get that little card, you can go and get the health insurance and all of that. But when I'm looking at that, I'm looking at the rentals down there, and my $1,000 a month is not going to get me very far. So I kind of nixed that. My brother just went down to Mexico, got his permanent residency there, and he's back in the States packing what he can to bring with him, and the rest of it he's getting rid of. So he was down there, I think last week or the week before, looking for apartments where he wants to live. And I'm just like, more power to you, because I'm pretty much thinking to do the same thing. So he had me looking at Mexico, and that shot right out the window right after Trump got elected, because then Mexico went from, you only need $1,100 a month to move down there. That's all you had to prove, to now you need roughly $4,800 a month. That's a whole paycheck. I mean, that's like a whole salary to tell me I need to have roughly $4,800 a month, or $48,000 a month, 4,800. So that's like a whole paycheck that I again would find myself having to keep working, which I don't want to do. I just don't want to. I just want to retire. I'm tired. My body hurts all the time. It's time. It's time. I want to be able to, go and get fresh vegetables and fresh fish, and go home and cook it, and then take a nap. Me and the dog can take a nap. My son wants to come with me, which, yay, great and wonderful. I don't know what he's going to do over there, but yay, great and wonderful. He can come and hang out with me until he figures it out. So we're going to make a whole trip out of this. But yeah, I just thought I'd play devil's advocate today. I've been actually the past like 3 or 4 days kind of looking to see what state was the cheapest to live in, what state is the safest to live in, because I right now I live in Baltimore County. And if y'all follow the news, Baltimore County's horrible. Like, we just had another mass shooting that I don't even think it's making the news anymore because people are out here killing each other just for sport, I guess. Um, and I know Baltimore's not the only city that's happening in, but it's tiring. It's really tiring, and it's really like you get to where you don't want to go out in public because you just don't know. And I'm talking that this is happening in good neighborhoods, or what people perceive to be good neighborhoods. This It's not like it's happening in the ghettos because nobody over there can afford to buy the weapons, like, seriously. So I keep I watch the news, I turn off the news. Um, I try not to watch the politics because it just makes my blood pressure rise, and to me it's not worth my time and effort right now. Um, I need to I need to keep my health in check, and the person that we have in charge of our country right now, um, I run around calling him names quite a bit. So I have no faith in our government at this point. It's sad because I have no faith. And this is a government that I served. This is a government that my whole family served. My dad was in the Navy. Two of my three brothers were in the Navy. I joined the Air Force. My ex-husband was in the Air Force. Um, and my grandfather actually rode with Teddy Roosevelt at some point. So, yeah, like, when you lose respect for your country, it's time to go. It's time to go. And that's where I'm at. It's time for me to leave. Um, if things ever change, will I come back? Probably not. Probably not. I don't want to have to pack everything up and try to come back into the United States and re-assimilate. Um, did that once, not interested in doing it again, because I spent 4 years living in Germany back in the 80s. I loved it over there. It was great. The bus stopped right at the end of my street. If I didn't want to take a bus, I could hop on the train and go further. So I would do that. And it was cheap. It was like pennies on the dollar at the time. Excuse me. Um, so I know the dollar is very weak at this level. Like, it's really dropping fast. Um, I'll make do. I'll figure it out. It just means that I won't be able to go out to eat every night, which I'm good with. I don't like to do that anyway. It gets old really fast. So I'm looking forward to just chilling. That's all I want to do. All right, let me get this out. Peace, love, and hugs to everybody. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. And I attempt to try to put things out every week. Sometimes it doesn't work. Still battling the sinus thing. Now it's starting to drain down, as you can hear. It's causing me to have this nasty little cough. But the fever's gone for the most part. The ears quit hurting, and it's hot. Today was like 78 degrees, but it's been like over 100. It was 105 day before yesterday. Yesterday was 102. Tomorrow we're back in the heat. It's going right back up. They said 95 or 98. I can't remember. So I'm just trying to stay cool, drinking my iced tea, hanging out in the air conditioning, doing some crocheting, making some market bags, making some baskets. Yeah, just kind of stuff like that. So everybody have a great night, and thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for letting me drone on about my devil being the devil's advocate and trying to figure out, is there somewhere here that I could stay? And I'm not finding it. I'm not liking the options. Not liking the fact that there's no healthcare nearby. You can, like I said, you can find really cheap pieces of land in New Mexico and throw a camper out there, but your nearest doctor is 2 to 2.5 hours away. So it's, to me, that's not a good thing. Like, how is the ambulance even going to find me? So yeah, take my chances in Europe still. It's looking good. I did look at Asia, but I don't do the heat and humidity, and that's all they've got. Even in the winter, it's hot and humid. So I like my seasons. Have a good day, everyone. See you guys later.